Hey everyone, this is Baron Cinder. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Super Airwolf on the Sega Genesis. I believe this is a Japan-only release based on some of the odd spellings we're about to see. This came out in 1991, and it's based on a television show about a helicopter. As per usual, I have the sound turned off here so I don't get in any copyright trouble. You're really not missing much. I think the music is just the television show theme repeated over and over, and it is catchy for the first 30 seconds or so. I seem to have some kind of a loadout for my helicopter here, but I can't really change anything. Fair enough, here we go. Here's our helicopter. And as you can see, this part here is a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up, very much in the tradition of 1942 for the arcade and for the NES and other systems. Got enemies on the ground and in the air, shooting little pellets at you and trying to fly right into you. This is one of those cases where the enemies are weak, but there are many of them, so you have to watch out. Oh, there was a B-2 bomber there, dropping some power-ups for me. Yeah, the number of enemies works against you. It's kind of a sleight of hand thing. You get distracted by one, and then you end up getting killed by another one. That's what shoot 'em ups are all about. Oof. Oh man. Annoying little buggers, aren't they? Using a special attack here that makes me fast and gives me some kind of shield. This next part here is a variation. As you can see, it's sort of zoomed in for a close-in view. Still a shooter, but I'm not taking any damage here. I'm just killing a few guys. I think this is just sort of to introduce the next part. This is one of those variety games where you get different types of levels. This next part here is a ground-based shooter, and it reminds me ever so slightly of Total Carnage or Smash TV, although you control the direction of movement with the D-pad and you fire with the A button here. I can also jump for reasons I don't really understand, and the C button calls in my helicopter to help me out. I'm going to save that for later. So yeah, this is a little awkward to control. For some reason I can't seem to shoot in a downward direction, which is a little bit annoying. I have no idea what destroying the front of those pyramids does. Oh. Luckily this game is fairly generous with the continues, which is good because I'm not very good at this one. I was never a huge fan of this genre, although there are a few I like, excuse me. I love Einhander for the PlayStation 1. I want to do a video of that one someday. The Thunder Force games were kind of interesting. There are a few good shooters here and there, but I don't know, I just feel like there are so many of them and they're all so similar. I actually designed a couple levels of one of these myself. It was fairly simple. Just have all these generic enemies with no real AI moving from top to bottom or left to right. I do have vague memories of watching the Airwolf TV show when I was very young. I think the premise of that one was you had this hotshot Air Force pilot who sort of left the game, and he came out of retirement to fly this top-of-the-line helicopter. And the only other thing I remember about that was that at the end of every episode he used his special sunburst missile to save the day. did play this before for a few minutes, just to get acquainted with the controls. The first time I did, I had no idea that you could destroy the walls. Oh. Not sure what that did. I'm not real sure what my mission objective is. I guess just to shoot anything that moves. This wall is also destructible. Which makes me wonder how he got in there in the first place. Okay, there we go. So we are back in the air now. The interesting thing about this game is that even though I'm playing on a fairly wide screen here, I can still pan over to the left and right, which is kind of interesting. There's literally more going on screen than meets the eye. It's kind of cool. Ooh. Graphically, this is pretty consistent with what you would expect from a early 90s Sega game. Graphics are decent. Color palette is a little bit bland with all the greens and browns. Not sure if the later levels are any different. Never actually made it that far. That was an A-10, which is interesting because that's a U.S. aircraft, also called tank busters and warthogs. Not sure why they're shooting at O. Saw Airwolf on Netflix not too long ago. I'm not sure if it's still up. They do take stuff down a lot. I almost want to check that out again just for old time's sake. Then again, a lot of shows that I cherished in my youth didn't hold up very well, I'm sad to say. I want to go for those power-ups, but I know it's a trap. That's some kind of radar plane, and I remember from last time it shoots from the rear, like that. I think that's my last credit. I don't know if you'd call this a bullet hill, because most of the planes aren't even shooting at me, but I don't know, it's a little too twitchy for me. Finding it a little bit frustrating. Oh. Well, there you have it. That is Super Airwolf for the Sega Genesis. I'm not sure how I feel about those games that give you a variety of gameplay styles. I would sort of prefer a game that focused on one type of gameplay rather than trying to be a jack of all trades and master of none. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care.